We give you thanks for your abounding goodness and generosity despite our unworthiness. Today, O God, in the most special way, we ask for your grace to sustain us and inspire us to do and fulfill our tasks relevant to our studies. The classroom setting now may be more challenging as we do not get to be together physically and the delivery mode of learning is virtually. But with you on our side, we will be able to carry this out. Help us, O God, to be honest and responsible students. May your goodness and generosity continue to strengthen us to shun away evils and temptations and inspire us to cling on to what is right and good. We unceasingly pray for all the sick, the burdened, and for all who are suffering because of COVID-19. We sincerely pray too for our continued protection, safety, and wellness, O God. We pray all this in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Janelle.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wal barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
Okay, good afternoon po. Everyone, please turn on your camera. Is, pangalan nito? Gayus around? Or late ulit? What about Mark Pechon? Dito ba si Pechon? Pechon, wala. Si Binays, Salazar, wala rin. Si Vargas, Angelica, wala din. Okay, so, ang daming wala. Si Wilson, nandyan? Arguelles, wala rin. Ang daming wala, guys. Ano nangyari? So, ang wala natin, Amara, tingnan mo kung pareho tayo. Si Wilson, si Cortez, si Pechon, si Gayus, si Salazar, at saka si Vargas. Wala pa sila, ha? Okay? So, thank you, Mara. Let's continue our lesson. Wait lang. All right. So yesterday, what we did is this one is what we did, right? We write an equation of hyperbola wherein it's in general form, and then we rewrite it in equation of the hyperbola center, no? With center and, yeah, with center, no? Ito yon. Pero what we did is we, anong ginawa natin kahapon dito? Inamuna naman natin siya, di ba? We use completing square first. Tama? Hello? Nakuha niyo ba yung tamang sagot dito? Sinong hindi nakatapos nito? Ito yung practice natin kahapon eh. So, the correct answer here, wait. Okay, our correct answer is x minus 4 squared. Wait lang. So we have x minus 4 squared, all right, over 4 minus y 5 squared over 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so ang center natin, the center is located at h, no? HK. So 4, kung negative siya doon, positive and negative 5. Alright? While the vertices, dahil the x is our transverse axis, no? Yung x natin ay nasa transverse axis po. Sandali lang, may nagpapa-admit. Alright. So, dahil ang x natin ay nasa transverse axis, so therefore, alright, yung value natin ng h would be h plus a. Okay, h plus a, k. So, kung ang h natin ay 4, plus yung a natin, ano yung a natin? Ang a squared natin is 4. So, ang a niyan ay 2. Ang b squared natin ay 1. So, ang b niya ay 1. So, syempre, ang c squared, 4 plus 1 is 5. So, ang c is square root of 5. Can you follow? No? So, ngayon, kung ang h natin ay 4, plus yung a natin, which is 2, and then the value of 5. Oh, so, magiging 6 and negative 5. Yung isa naman, 4 minus 2. So, yan yung vertices natin, no? And negative 5. So, therefore, yung isa ay nasa 2 and negative 5. O, yan ba yung nakuha nyo? Check nyo nga yung ginawa nyo. Yung foci naman, the foci, so, ang foci natin is located at, ito naman, dito naman, h plus c naman tayo dito. Kasi nga, ang ating transverse axis ay nasa x. Ito, nasa x siya. So, ibig sabihin, ang foci natin dito is 4. What's the value of c? Square root of 5. 4 plus square root of 5. And then the value of k, negative 5. And then the other one is 4 minus square root of 5 and negative 5. Okay, so those are our center, vertices, foci. And then the asymptote, all right, the asymptote would be y minus k equals positive and negative. Ang susundin nating formula dito is b over a. X minus h. So therefore, kung ang b natin ay 1, ang a natin ay 2, so positive and negative 1/2 x minus 4, and then y minus minus. Ito ay minus, yung k natin ay minus, so minus plus minus minus plus 5 to. Okay, so this would be our asymptote. Okay, so yan yung ginawa natin kahapon. So, yung mga hindi ko na-check, kindly please check your work kung tama po. Kung hindi, kunin yung tamang sagot. Okay, and then work or practice that later. Okay po? So, ang reminder lang naman dito sa completing square kapag nag-factor out ka. Kung may number ka sa labas, nag-factor out ka, let's say 4, pinactor out mo yon. Tapos may y squared ka dyan or x squared ka plus x. So, dapat yung i-add mo dito, multiply mo doon, di ba? Para add mo doon sa kabilang side. Do you understand that? Do not forget that, ha? Yun ang pinaka-importante dyan eh. So, that's what we did yesterday. Tama? Hello? Naintindihan po ba ito? May tanong po ba dito? Wala na. Okay, so, let's continue. Move na tayo sa next, ha? Okay, now, let's try to apply this hyperbola problem in real life. Okay, let's have an example. Number 1. Oh, ito po. Sabi niya, ano nangyari dito kay Vargas at saka kay Arguelles? O, nandito na sila lahat. Si Gwyneth din na late. Tsaka si Vicente. Si Petron na lang ang wala. Baka talagang wala si Petron tsaka si Salazar. Okay, o yan. Now, look at this problem, class. Balik tayo, ha. So, sabi niya, a hyperbolic mirror is used in some telescopes. Such a mirror has a property that a light directed at one focus will be reflected on the other focus. So, nakita nyo yung light rays daw. The light rays directed on one focus will be reflected on the other focus. Okay? So, using this figure, ito na, may figure na siya. Naka, ano na yung situation. Okay? Sabi niya, wait lang ha. Wait po. Okay, so write an equation to model the hyperbolic mirror. Okay? Mirror's surface. Ito daw. So we're going to write an equation. Notice that if this is your graph, all right? So tingnan natin na if this is your hyperbola, okay? Ito yung hyperbola niya. Wait. Ito yung hyperbola niya. So andun yung point natin, no? And notice that the focus or the foci are both on the x-axis. So that means it is understood that the center is at the origin. Okay? Now, here, okay, your vertex is located at 15, 0. While you have a point on your hyperbola which is located at 20, 20. Okay, so solve tayo. So if this one is located, no, or the transverse axis is at this x-axis, so therefore, what would be the equation that we're going to use? What would be your equation? If the transverse axis is on the x-axis, what would be your equation, guys? And the center is at the origin. So x squared over a squared, yan, no? So you have x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. Okay? Now, looking back at this figure, notice that this is our vertex. Okay? This is our vertex and it's located at 15, 0. So what is 15 here, class? What is this value? What is that value? This is the value of, Nathaniel, anong value to, Nak? Itong 15 na to, A, B, or C?
Alin po?
Itong 15 na to, anong value nito? A, B, or C?
Ano po?
Nasa vertex
A.
kasi A. Okay, this is the value of your A. Kasi vertex yan, ano? Thank you, Nathaniel. So your A here is equal to 15. Can you follow? Now, if your A is equal to 15, therefore, ang A squared natin, A square natin yan, syempre, no? 15 square. Okay? Now, we don't have B, but we have X and Y. Where are we going to get the value of X and Y, guys? Where are we going to get the value? Do you have any idea? Where to get the value? Oh, yeah, very good, no? So 2020. So this is your X and this is your Y. Now, plugging that into your equation, so that would be, plug in natin ha. All right, so that would be X squared is 20 square over 15 square minus 20 square over B squared equals 1. So we don't have B. We're trying to look for the B. All right? Okay, now let's simplify this. How to simplify this? Using your algebra, we will both multiply the two sides of the equation by the denominator. Okay, so multiply natin ha. So 15 squared times B squared multiplied by 20 squared over 15 squared minus 20 squared over B squared equals 1. Alright, multiply din natin sa kabilang side ng 15 squared B squared. Do you get that? Naintindihan po yan? Okay, now let's continue. Alright, so if I will multiply this by this, syempre makakancel si 15. Tama? Ang matitira na lang si B squared times 20 squared. Now, if I will multiply this on that side, ang matitira na lang ay si 20 squared, alright, and 15 squared equals, if I will multiply this by 1, of course, your answer would be 15 squared. Mamaya na natin i-simplify, no? Okay, now combining like terms because this one has B. Ito po, may B to, may B yan. I will combine like terms. So that would become, okay, so magiging B squared, 20 squared, minus 15 squared, B squared equals, nilipat ko lang to dito ha. Ito naman lilipat ko sa kabila. Okay, 20 squared, 15 squared. Alright, so now, since B is common, okay, factor natin, B squared is equal to 20 squared minus 15 squared is equal to 20 squared times 15 squared. And then divide both sides by 20 squared, 15 squared. So 20 squared minus 15 squared, 20 squared minus 15 squared. So this would be canceled. Okay, now let's try to get the value. What is 20 squared? 20 squared times 15. Get your calculator po. Ito, parang difference of 2 squares lang to eh. 20 minus 5, 15 is 5. Then 20 plus 15 is 35. So 35 times 5. So yung denominator is 1. 35 times 5 is 175. O, tama. Di ba? O, itong nasa taas, paano? 90,000. Okay, so we have 90,000 here. 90,000. Naalala nyo to? Itong 20 square minus 15 square? Naalala nyo yan? Yung shortcut niyan? Uy, ginawa natin yun ng grade 10 kayo eh. Diba? 20 square minus 15 square comes from 20 plus 15 and 20 minus 15. Yan yun eh. Difference of 2 squares. So 35 times 5, 175. Diba, Villamor? So ito ngayon ang ating B. Can we reduce? What's the reduced fraction of 90,000 over 175? So, reduce anak.
114.
Fraction. Make it fraction. Do not make it decimal.
3,600 over 7.
Okay, so we have 3,600 over 7. All right, so that's the reduced form. All right, ayan po, no? Now that we have B, we can now write the equation. So what would be your equation na? Plug in nyo lang yung value. From here, plug in the value. So you say x squared. What's my A? My A is 15 squared. My A squared is 15 squared minus Y squared over your B. Kaya lang, ito ay 3,600 over 7. Tama? Equals 1. Okay, simplify this. Complex fraction, di ba? Parang Y squared times 7 over 3,600. So, ang mangyayari dyan, magiging x squared over 15 squared. What is 15 squared, class? 15 squared, 225. 225 ba? 275. 225, no? 15 squared. Yeah, 225. Okay, so you have 225 minus. Okay, so anong mangyayari? 7y. 7y squared over 3,600 is equal to 1. Okay? Hello? So that would be the equation. Kanya lang, dahil nga ito ay problem solving, kung nasaan si B class, so dapat, ang value ng x dito should be greater than, papaganon dapat. The value of x should be greater than equal to 15. The value of A. Wait lang here. May condition ka dito so that the value of A or the value of x should be greater than equal to 15. Bakit 15? Kasi yun yung value ng A mo. So this would be your equation of the hyperbolic mirror. Ayan. Okay po? So yan yung pang isang gamit niya. Naintindihan po ba? Hello? Okay, so So, kailangan natin ng algebra natin, ano? Okay, next. Can we move on o ano pa? Let's move on to the next example, the same example also. O you want to practice muna bago mag-example? O diretso na? O choice? Choice nyo? Diretso. Okay, sige, diretso natin and then we'll move on to your practice. Okay, so I'll clear this one. Okay, let's move to the next. Okay, ito. So, long-range navigation or the LORAN is a radio navigation system developed during World War II. The system enables a pilot to guide aircraft by maintaining a constant difference between the aircraft's distance. All right, ito yon. This aircraft's distance from two fixed points. Ayun yun, no? So, sabi niya, the master station and the slave station, ito, which is, ito yon, the master and the slave. So, ito yung isang foci or focus ay master, yung isa ay slave. Alright? So, yun ang ginagamit, no? LORAN radio navigation. Now, according to the figure, so sabi niya, write an equation of the hyperbola depicted by this situation. Alright. So the aircraft is here and it's located on the hyperbola and its coordinates is 140 and 60. While the vertex is here, okay, and it's located at 120, 0. O siya, tanong. Nasaan ang ating transverse axis? X or Y? It's on the x-axis because your foci are both on the x-axis and it is understood that the origin is the origin of this hyperbola is at 0, 0. Okay, or the center pala. Bakit ba origin? The center of the hyperbola is at 0, 0. Okay, now doing the same thing kanina na ginawa natin. All right, so you do the same thing. Since you have here x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1, and your a, this is your a, this is your a, and this is my x and y. So then, nawawala ulit si b, no? Okay? So, solve natin Okay, so you have your x as 140 square over your a 120 square minus 60 square over b square equals 1. Okay, solve. By multiplying both sides by 120 square, which is your denominator, and b square, so 140 square over 120 square minus 60 square over b square is equal to 1. Multiplying both sides by that. So, pagka minultiply ko siya, mawawala si, ito, pagka minultiply ko to dito, cancel yung 120 square because that's my denominator, right? So, matitira na lang 140 square b square. Okay, yan. Ito naman, pag binultiply ko doon, makakancel si b, and that would be minus 60 square times 120 square equals, multiplying this on 1 equal to 1, the same, 120 square b square. Okay, now, combining like terms, so I have here 140 square b square minus 120 square b square equals, magiging positive na to, 60 square, 120 square. Now, factoring b squared, factor natin. So, b squared is 140 na lang dito. Common ang b nila. So, minus 120 square equals 60 square, 120 square. Now, dividing both by 140 square minus 120 square, 140 square minus 120 square. So, this would be cancel. So, b na lang tayo. Okay, 140 minus 120 is 20. Okay. And then add the other one, 140 plus 120. Can you solve for this? Anong sagot? 60 square times 120 square. Paki-simplify nga using your calculator. So that would be 129,600 ba over 13? Tama? Please check. Simplify na natin, 60 square times 120 square. So you have divided by 140 square minus 120 square. Okay, so you have 13. Yeah, 1296. Thank you. 129,600 over 13. So magiging 129,600 over 13. Okay? Ayan po. Now, anong susunod natin gagawin? Okay. Next thing to do, of course, is to simplify that by plugging in the values. Plug in na natin sa equation natin. So, x squared over what is 120 square? 14,400. Ano? 14,400 minus, now remember, reciprocate this one. So, itong denominator natin, times nyo lang dito para mabilis na, hindi na kayo mag-ano. 13y squared over 1,200, 129, I'm sorry. 129,000, bakit ayaw niya? Okay, 129,600. Ayan po, equals 1. Okay, pero may limit tayo. Where x should be greater than equal to what? To your a, which is 120. Okay, so that would be your equation. Okay po? Nasundan po ba? So you will be needing your calculator. No? May calculator naman kayo dyan, no? Okay, can you solve for this, guys? Kayo naman. Then type niyo yung sagot dito sa chat box. Okay, practice nyo. I will erase this na, ha? You need to screenshot muna. Sige, screenshot nyo na. Para may kopya kayo. I believe you have notebooks with you, ha? Because this is a math class, you will be needing that in your calculus. Okay, now, can you please solve this one? Yan, dalawang problem. Pareho lang halos yan ang ginawa natin. Okay, solve. Pagka binigay sa akin yung sagot, dalawa na para hindi marami yung nakakaduling kasi kapag marami na kayong chat. Yes, Ahmad. Bakit pinapakita mo yung calculator mo?
Flex lang po, flex.
Flex lang. Graphing calculator ba yan? Gamit mo?
Beast po yung calculator ko.
Ha? Sige, solve ka na. Hyper to si Ahmad eh. I hope everyone is solving, ha? Para matuto kayo. Nagpa-practice. Gaius, Hans, Carl, Joseph, Clarence, nagagawa, ha? Okay. Hans, okay ka ba dyan? Turn on mo yung camera mo, Hans. Naintindihan, Hans? Carl, tama yung number 2 mo. Ito, dito sa aircraft navigation. Oo, may number 1 pa. Number 1 and number 2. Yung number 2 to, ha, Carl? Nasagot mo. Yeah, Margarita, that's correct for number 1. Okay, move ka na sa number 2. Yeah, Ayin, that's correct for number 1. Move na sa number 2 na. Okay, John Wilson, number 1, correct. Kanina wala si Wilson. Mali lang. Yeah, Karil, that's correct. Paki-indicate lang yung ano ha, Margarita, paki-indicate lang yung where x is greater than equal to, ganun ha, tsaka ayin. Pero the equation is correct, ha? Okay, Ahmad, tama yan. 180. Ano number to, nak? Number 1? Reduce mo, nak. Reduce. Reduce mo yung ano mo, yung B mo. Pero tama yan, kaya lang reduce mo lang siya. Jairus, that one is... Tingnan mo nga baka mali yung pagkasulat mo, Jairus, ng B. Jairus, tingnan mo anak yung B mo. Thank you. Ayan, Carl. Okay ka na. Tapos ka na. Tama yan. Sagot mo sa number 1. Saan si Carl? Okay ka na, Carl, ha? Tapos na yung gawa mo. Jam. Yan, number 1, jam is correct. Number 2 also. 200. Yeah, number 2. Greater than equal to. Okay, correct. Jam, tama lahat yung gawa mo. Yes, Rosette, this one is correct. Kyle, number 1 is correct. Kaya lang walang x greater than equal to. So, problem solving natin, ha, Kyle? Dagdag mo lang yon. Pero tama na equation. Okay, Mark, that's correct. Mark Hernandez. Proceed ka na sa number 2. Alright, Jeric. 1, 2. Number 2, Jeric? Number 1 ba yan? Number 1. Kulang ng 5 sa taas na. Di ba nag-reciprocate ka? Saan si Jeric? Jeric? Kulang siya ng 5 sa taas. Pakilagyan mo ng 5 sa taas, no? Parang di mo siya nasama. Okay, Villamor, this one is correct. Number 1. Number 2, yes. Yeah, correct din ang number 2. Okay ka na, Villamor. Asan? Nasaan yung gawa mo, Nicole? Ayan. Nicole, laging equal to 1, anak. Ang equation ng ellipse, ha? Nicole?
Opo, ma'am. Tama po.
Yeah, tama siya. Kaya lang walang equal to 1. Di ba laging may equate? Tapos lalagyan ng x is greater than equal to. Kasi problem solving. Pag problem solving lang naman. The same thing with Janil. Janil, anak, ganun din ha. Lalagyan mo ng greater than, tsaka equal to, ha? Okay. Yes, Kirk, that's correct. Ay, eto lang po. Yung value ng a mo, anak, parang mali. A squared. Yeah, Margarita, this one is correct. Both correct. Okay, guys. Time na tayo. Hanggang 3:50 tayo, no? 3:50. O sige, 3 minutes. We'll extend up to 3 minutes. 5 minutes pala. Sige lang, para ma-check ko lang yung gawa nyo. Then, yung tapos na, you can go. Sige, go. Yung na-check ko na yung gawa. Pwede na para makapunta kayo sa susunod yung class. You still have class, diba? Yes. Ayin, sobra ng ano mo to? Sobra ng 1. Naging 111. Ayin. Yeah. Jillian, yung A lang, nak. Check mo yung A squared mo. Bakit gano'n ng A squared?
Ma'am,
Yes, yes, yes.
ano po
Mark?
yung bibigay na sagot ulit po?
Equation lang, nak. Motas equation
Equation
lang.
lang po.
Oo. Mark Hernandez,
Sige po,
correct na tong number 2 mo. Caitlin. Nak, Caitlin, pakisimplify mo yung 12 square. Pero tama na to. Wala lang x is greater than ganon. Ayan na, okay na ang ayin. John Wilson. Yes, this is correct, John Wilson. Ayan. Jeric, tama na po ito. Karil, tama din ito, nak. Number 2 to, di ba, Karil? O, tama na yan. Jairus, number 1 is correct. Yeah. Okay na. Angelica, yes, this one is correct. Nathaniel, correct din. Ang number 1, ang number 2, correct pa din, Nathaniel. Angelo, yes, number 1, correct. Joseph, number 1, correct. Jillian, yes, number 1, correct. Mikhail, yes, Mikhail, this is correct. Lagyan lang anak ng greater than equal to ha, yung mga hindi naglalagay. Panuela, Angelo, yun lang ang kulang. X is greater than equal to, ganon, yung value ng A, ha? Angelo, Joseph, Jillian, and Mikhail. Ayan. Sasama mo sa equation. Talaga to si Angelo. Sama mo sa equation, Angelo, ha? O siya. Okay. O, sige. We'll continue next week. Okay, guys. Ganito na lang, ha? Yung nasa libro nyo po, basahin na lang po yung ano doon. Kasi matatagalan tayo eh. Anyway, kasi yung sa MELCS kasi, yung sa learning competencies ng DepEd na binigay, binawasan ng lesson yan dahil nga online tayo. Anyway, pareho lang naman. Yung shifting lang naman ng conics yun. Yun sa libro nyo. Okay, tapos itutuloy ko na lang siya dun sa ano. Naghang ba ako? Ha?
Opo, ma'am.
Itutuloy ko na lang dun sa general equation ng conics tayo, ha? Para pupunta na tayo sa system of non-linear. Ay, salamat. Natapos natin lahat ng conics. Enjoy naman ang conics, no? May ituturo ako sa inyo na wala sa libro nyo. Sa next meeting na lang. Surprise! Para ano, may isa pa kayong options. Ayan, Adriel, equal to 1. Sige na guys, pwede na tayong ano. Okay, Ahmad, okay na to, tama na. Bakit 45?